Hello, DDP students, and welcome to another tutorial in the Carabiner Shuttle Pen. In this tutorial, we're going to be building a spring. The spring will then be inserted inside the pen barrel when we start to do our assemblies. So before we get started, there is one thing that we must do in order for our spring to be successful and for all of the other assemblies preceding this to be successful as well. So if this one thing isn't done, it can be very frustrating and it can halt your progress. So what I'm referring to takes place in this view cube right here. And I want you to notice the orientation that it is right here. For me, the front face has the Z axis on the bottom left corner. On the right side, there's the X axis on the bottom right, and then the top has this Y-axis here. What we want is for things to be oriented, or the view cube to be orientated, so the Z-axis is along the left side of this face here, and the X is along the bottom edge of this here. We're going to right-click on the home icon, and we're going to set this current view as front. So now what we have is we have the front side with the Z axis along the left side and then the X along the bottom. And it says front instead of bottom like it used to. So now that we have this, we are ready to get started on constructing our spring, and everything will turn out right if we do this. So we are going to start by creating a new component. We're going to call this spring. Okay, and we're going to start a coil. We're going to choose the bottom face like this. I'm going to drag it out to 0.16. Okay, and this is very small. This is what we have here. So we're going to zoom way in. Okay, we're going to change a few things. We do want the revolutions to be 10. We want the height to be 0.03. So it's going to get even smaller. And we're going to we want this to be inside, and we're going to change this to 0.01. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not 0.0. This is 0.8. Okay. And that's what we want. So just to reiterate, we want 0.16 for the diameter, 10 revolutions, 0.8 for the height, and 0.01 for this. And we're going to set OK. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to activate our top level assembly right here. We're going to create another component. We're going to call this spring end. Okay, and we're going to create another coil. We're going to start at the same bottom face right here, drag it out to the same diameter of 0.16. Set that. For this here, we're going to have 2 revolutions instead of 10. We're going to set the height at 0.03. We're going to set the section size to 0.01. So this is what we have. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to right-click on it. We're going to copy. We're going to go to our top level assembly. We're going to activate that. We're going to click on the workspace, right-click again, and do a paste. I'm going to drag this up to the top. Okay, like that. And what we're going to do next is we're going to go to our spring, and we're going to select it, right-click, and we're going to ground this component. Nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to assemble these spring ends to the spring. We're going to do assemble, joint, and we want to zoom way in to get the center target. Okay. And we want to turn this, it's a little tricky to turn, but we want to turn it enough where we could see the face. Okay. We want that target as well. So that's going to join up. We're going to hit enter. We're going to move down to our bottom silver. And it's kind of hard for me to see what's going on. So I'm going to go to the spring in. I'm just going to right click and do a move copy. Okay, so this helps me see what's going on. So we want this face and that face. Okay, so we're going to go to assemble, joint. Okay, and that lines up well. Okay, great. So we're going to be doing one more thing, or just a couple more things actually. So we're going to save this. We're going to call this barrel spring. Save it. And then we're going to do one more thing. So we're going to activate one of our spring ends. We're going to go to assemble, joint origin. Okay, and to make this work here, I'm going to do the drop-down menu, turn on origin so we can see. And I want this right in the center. So this origin is now set. Hit OK. And it should be also set for the top right here. The same target should appear. And once we have that, okay, you should see these targets right in the center. I'm going to turn off the origins. And you should see these targets right in the center here. So this is really important. Your targets should be flat, just like they appear here, just like this. And once that's done, the spring has been completed and it will work well in the next assembly. Okay, so that is it for the spring. We're going to save this, and I'll see you at the next tutorial.